kids, how are you all? I hope you all must be fine, right? So today we are going to read for class 7 Science Olympiad. And what we are going to discuss? We are going to discuss the previous year questions of SOF NSO level 1 exam. Okay. So are you all ready for it? Yes. So let's get started. Our first question, a speed time graph of an object is shown in the figure. Which of the following base describes the graph? Options are A, the object drops through vacuum, B, the object drops through air, C, the object is being thrown downwards through vacuum, D, the object is being thrown downwards through air. Okay, so here the graph is plotted between speed and time. Okay, yes. So let us assume that that object is dropped. Okay, so when an object is dropped, the initial velocity, it will be 0. So if we draw a graph between speed in y-axis and time in x-axis, if the initial velocity is 0 and there is constant acceleration, okay, then the graph will be like this. But if we are not dropping that object, okay, if we are not dropping that object, it is thrown, we are throwing that object. If we throw an object, then it will have some initial velocity. Okay, let's say the graph will begin from here. So if we are throwing, then and it is having constant acceleration, then it will be something like this. The graph will be like this. Okay, next one. So as this graph given, it resembles this one, it does not resemble this one. Why? Because we are not dropping the object. Okay, so if we are not dropping the object, that means option A and B are not going to be our answer, right? Next is about drop, means throwing the object through vacuum or through air. So what is the difference between them? So if we throw it to downwards through air, then air will offer some resistance. Okay, offer some resistance to the motion of the object. So in that case, that graph, it will not be a uniform straight line. Okay, so it is not like this straight line. It won't be like this. There will be some deviation. So it must be thrown in vacuum. As it is thrown in vacuum, that's why there is no deviation, no change in acceleration is there. There is a constant acceleration. That is the acceleration due to means gravity. Okay. So here the correct answer is option C. Coming to the next question, match column 1 with column 2 and select the correct option from the given course. In column 1, salts are given, baking soda, niter, blue vitriol, fitkiri. And in column 2, uses are there in making fireworks as a fungicide, in purification of water, in fire extinguisher. Options are A, P3Q2R4S1, B, P4Q3R1S2, C, P4Q1R2S3, D, P2Q1R4S3. Okay, so we have to match the column between the salts and their uses, right? So baking soda, it is used as used in fire extinguisher. There is an extinguisher called soda acid fire extinguisher. Okay, it helps in extinguishing air. So we can write here 4. Then coming to the next one, niter. Niter, that is the derivative of potassium nitrate. Okay, so potassium nitrate, that niter, it is used in making fireworks. So we can write here 1. Then blue vitriol. Blue vitriol, that is used as a fungicide. Okay, so we can write here 2. And fitkiri, as we all know, it is helpful in purification of water. So the answer will be P4, Q1, R2 and S3. And where it is present? It is present in option C. Got it, everyone? Coming to the next question. A train leaves a station X at 5 p.m. and reaches another station Y at midnight. Okay, its speed is 90 km per hour What is the distance between X and Y? Options are A 480 km, B 630 km, C 400 km, D 830 km. Okay, so train is leaving the station at 5 p.m. Okay, and reaching another station Y at midnight, that is 12 o'clock. So what is the time taken? The time taken, that is equal to 7 hours, right? Then its speed is 90 km per hour. It is given speed is 90 km per hour. So what we need to find out, what is the distance between X and Y. So distance, can you tell me what is the formula of distance? Yes, distance is equal to speed into time. Okay, what is the speed? First, now we need to check the unit also. Here R is there, here R is there, so we can directly multiply. Okay, so for multiplication or for division means in some criteria, if we are using a formula, then we need to check the units first. So speed, that is 90 km per hour, time, that is 7 hour, that is equal to 630 kilometer. Okay, here kilometer is there, so the unit will be kilometer. So correct answer is option. Got it? Coming to the next question. Aparna heated a bimetallic strip made of two different types of metals for some time. After heating it, she observed that the metallic strip curved as shown in the given figure. Which of the following would be best explanation? Best explain the conclusion derived by Aparna about the experiments he had done. Options are A. Metal X is a better conductor of heat than metal Y. B. Metal X is a poorer conductor of heat than metal Y. C. Metal X is of better quality than metal Y. D. Metal X is more flexible than metal Y. As we can see, this is metal X, this is metal Y. It is a metallic strip. Okay, so if it is metallic strip, then if we heat it, it will expand. So after expanding, we can see that X is like this, Y is like this. That means we can clearly say that X has more expansion compared to the Y, right? That means metal X, it is a better conductor of heat than metal Y. So correct answer is option A. Coming to the next question, a car travels 40 km at an average speed of 80 km per hour, then travels 40 km at an average speed of 40 km per hour. The average speed of the car for this 80 km trip is, options are A 40 km per hour, B 45 km per hour, C 48 km per hour, D 53 km per hour. Okay, so for first half, first 40 kilometer, uh, first 40 kilometer, we have to means find out the time taken. Okay, so time, that is distance by speed. So for covering first 40 kilometer, the time taken is distance, that is 40 kilometer, and speed, that is 80 kilometer per hour. That is equal to half an hour. Okay. Then coming to the second 40 kilometer. For covering second 40 kilometer, the time taken is equal to same distance by speed. Distance, as we know, it is 40 kilometer. By speed, now it is 40 km per hour. Okay, that is equal to 1 hour. That means the first 40 km, the car travels 40 km at an average speed of 80 km per hour. For that, half an hour is taken. And for the second half, that is the 40 km at an average speed of 40 km per hour, the time taken is 1 hour. Now we have to find out the average speed of the car. So average speed of the car, that is equal to total distance covered. Okay, total distance covered by total time taken. Okay, so what is the total distance covered? Total distance covered, first 40 kilometer, then second 40 kilometer. By total time taken, that is first half an hour plus second 1 hour. That is equal to 40 plus 40, 80 by half plus 1, that is 3 by 2. It is equal to 80 into 2 by 3 equal to 160 by 3. So when if we try to round up it, then it would be around 53 kilometer per hour. Remember, it is around 53 kilometer per hour. Exactly, it will come in fraction. Okay, so correct answer is option D. So coming to the next question here. Yes, a student used the stroking method to magnetize the steel bar as shown in the figure. So, if the steel bar was divided into part 1, 2, 3 and 4, which of these part would be the north pole? Okay. So, you must be knowing about the stroking method of magnetizing a steel bar. So, what we do, we take a magnet, suppose this is a steel bar, we are taking a magnet and like this. Okay, like this we do the process. And what is the pole present here, right? What is the pole present here? That will be the pole of the first touching point on the steel bar. Got it? Suppose it is north pole, then the point on the steel bar where it is touching, from where they are from starting this process, that will be the north pole. If it is the south pole, then the starting touching point, it will be the south pole, right? So it is the north pole. As you can see the given direction, we have started touching it from here. So this point, it would be the north pole. Got it everyone? Yes. So correct answer is option A, that is 1. Coming to the next question, match column 1 with column 2 and select the correct option from the given course. Column 1, the shadow of the moon falling on the earth. B, Q, pinhole camera. R, full moon day. S, bouncing back of light. For column 2, these are reflection, solar eclipse, inverted image, lunar eclipse. Okay. The options are A, P1, Q2, R3, S4. B, P2, Q3, R4, S1. C, P4, Q3, R2, S1. D, P1, Q3, R2, S4. Okay. So the shadow of the moon falling on the earth. So it would be solar eclipse. So we can write here 2. Then pinhole camera, as we know, it is the inverted image. Okay, it will form the inverted image. Full moon day, it would be a lunar eclipse. And bouncing back of light, it is the reflection. Right? Yes. So correct answer is P2, Q3, R4, S1. And where it is present? It is present in option B. Coming to the next question. Read the given statement and select the correct option. Statement 1. Circular motion is the motion along a curve traced out by a moving object such that its distance from a fixed point is constant. Statement 2. The motion of a wheel of a moving bicycle is same as the motion of a mark on the blades of a moving electric fan. Okay. Options are A. Both statements 1 and 2 are true and statement 2 is the correct explanation of statement 1. B. Both statements 1 and 2 are true but statement 2 is not the correct explanation of statement 1. C. Statement 1 is true but statement 2 is false. D. Statement 1 is false but statement 2 is true. Okay. So the first one, circular motion is the motion along a curve traced out by a moving object such that the distance from a fixed point is constant. Yes, this one is correct. It is the circular motion. Okay, from a fixed point, the distance during the movement is always constant. Coming to the second statement. So, the motion of a wheel of a moving bicycle. Motion of a wheel of a moving bicycle. It will have circular motion plus translatory motion. Okay, but the motion of a mark on the blades of a moving electric fan, it would have only circulatory motion. So this statement is incorrect. So only statement 1 is correct, statement 2 is incorrect. So correct answer is option C, statement 1 is true but statement 2 is false. Okay. Then next one, 5 lamps L1, L2, L3, L4 and L5 and 3 different types of materials M1, M2 and M3 are used in the circuit shown. If L2, L3 and L4 are the only lamps that light up, then which one of the following conclusions can be made? Options are A. Only M2 and M3 are insulators of electricity. B. Only M1 and M3 are insulators of electricity. C. Only M1 and M2 are conductor of electricity. D. Only M1 and M3 are conductors of electricity. Okay. So, you can see the setup, right? 5 lamps are there and 3 materials are there. And as per the given question, L2, L3 and L4 are the only lamps they light up. That means these L1 and L5 they are not lighting up. That means this circuit, okay, this circuit it is complete or means this is a closed circuit. That's why these lamps are lighting, okay, and then this part it must be an open circuit. That's why this L1 and L5 are not lighting, okay. So how can this be an open circuit? It can under this condition that this M2, if it is not conducting electricity, in that case, okay, means if the M2 is an insulator, in that case this circuit will not be complete, it will be an open circuit, okay. So in an open circuit the lamps it will not lit up. So that's why the correct answer it would be M2 is an insulator and M1 and M3 they are conducting electricity, so they are good conductor of electricity. So what would be the answer? Yes, tell me. Yes, that is option D. Only M1 and M3 are conductor of electricity. Okay. Coming to the next question, following are the precautions one must take in case of a storm is accompanied by lighting. Of 1. Do not take shelter under a tree. 2. Do not take shelter under an umbrella with a metallic end. 3. Do not take shelter in open garage, storage, or sheds, etc. 4. Do not take shelter in a bus in the open field. Which one of these is not correct? Options are A1, B2, C3 and D4. So, we all know that if lightning is there, we should not take shelter under it. Okay? Yes. So, as it is an open place, so electricity can come to us. Then, do not take shelter under an umbrella with a metallic end. Okay, do not take shelter under an umbrella with a metallic end. So this one is correct, this one is also correct, because if we hold a metallic piece then the electricity will flow through it. Okay, do not take shelter in open garage, storage sets, etc. This one is also correct because it is an open place, so it can, the lightning it can come to us. If it is open, high voltage is there, and at that time air it becomes conductor. In general, air is bad conductor, but if a high voltage is there in case of lightning, it becomes a good conductor. So it can affect us. Okay. Then do not take shelter in a bus in the open field. This one is incorrect. Why? Because it is a safe place. We can take shelter inside a bus or car because it is a metallic body. So if at all electricity comes in contact with it, then through it, it will go into the ground. Okay. So correct answer is option D. Coming to the next, class 7 science teacher arrange the following set of test tubes. So which of the following observations is correct when these solutions were tested with different indicators? Options are A. In test tubes 1 and 3, turmeric solution remains yellow. B. In test tubes 2 and 4, China rose indicator turns magenta. C. Methyl orange turns red in test tube 1 and 3. D. Phenolphthalein turns pink in test tube 2 and 4. Okay. So, we have 4 test tube. In the first test tube, the 10 ml potassium hydroxide, it is a strong base. Okay. Then orange juice, it is weak acid. Okay, citric acid is there, it is weak acid. So 10 ml strong base, 5 ml weak acid. The resulting solution, it is basic in nature. Coming to the second one, 10 ml sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid, it is a strong acid. Then 5 ml window cleaner. Window cleaner, it is a weak base. So 10 ml strong acid, 5 ml weak base. The resulting solution is acidic in nature. So, which one is stronger? The resulting solution will be that. If strong acid, then it is acidic, and if it is a strong base and a weak acid, then it will be basic in nature. So, 15 ml sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide, it is again a strong base, and 10 ml vinegar. Vinegar, it contains acetic acid, which is an weak acid. Again, strong base 15 ml, weak acid 10 ml. Resulting solution is basic in nature. 1 teaspoon of curd. Curd contains lactic acid, which is an weak acid. Okay. Then 10 ml tamarind juice. Tamarind juice, it contains tartaric acid. It is also an weak acid, but both the solutions are acid. Then it is acidic in nature. Okay. Now coming to the different indicators. So if we talk about different indicators that we have taken in the option, so the turmeric solution in acidic medium and in basic medium. The turmeric solution, it will remain yellow in acidic medium and turn to red in basic medium. Then the China rose indicator. The China rose indicator, it shows magenta color in acidic medium and green color in basic medium. Then the next one given is methyl orange. Okay, this methyl orange, it is red in acidic medium and yellow in basic medium. The last one given, that is phenolphthalein. This phenolphthalein in acidic medium, it is colorless, and in basic medium it is pink in color. So if we check all of these, then the correct answer, it would be option B. Okay, yes, this one, because these are acidic in nature, that is test tube 2 and 4 are acidic in nature, and China rose indicator, it will turn to magenta in acidic medium. Got it? Yes. Coming to the next question, which of the following changes 1 to 6 from the given list cannot be reversed? Bit 1, breaking of an earthen pitcher. 2, freezing of ice cream. 3, falling of trees during storm. 4, filling of bucket with water. 5, rusting of a bicycle. 6, digestion of food. Options are A, 1, 3, 5 and 6 only. B, 1, 3 and 6 only. C, 2 and 4 only. D, 5 and 6 only. So, which of the following changes from the given list cannot be reversed? That means we have to find out the irreversible process. Okay, irreversible change. So, coming to the first one, breaking of an earthen pitcher. Yes, it is irreversible change. It cannot be reversed. Freezing of ice cream, we can reverse it. It is not irreversible. Then falling of trees during storm, it is irreversible. Okay, it cannot be reversed. Filling a bucket with water, it is reversible. Rusting of a bicycle, it is irreversible. Digestion of food, it is irreversible. So this 1, 3, 5 and 6, this cannot be reversed. Okay, so correct answer is option A. Coming to the next question, which of the following statements is incorrect? Options are A, carbon dioxide turns lime water milky. B, breaking down of ozone is a chemical change. C, production of biogas from animal waste is a physical change. D, for rusting, the presence of both oxygen and water is essential. Okay. So, we have to find out the correct option. Okay, so in as per the given option, which one is incorrect? So carbon dioxide turns lime water milky. Yes, this one is correct because carbon dioxide, that is CO2, when it reacts with lime water, that is calcium hydroxide, COH whole twice, it gives rise to CaCO3, calcium carbonate and water. Okay, so it is an unbalanced equation. Let us focus on the product only. So calcium carbonate is formed. This calcium carbonate, it causes the milkiness. Okay. Then breaking down of ozone is a chemical change. So if we are getting new product, then it is a chemical change. So ozone O3, it gives rise to, when it breaks down, it gives rise to O2 and atomic oxygen. Atomic oxygen, or we can say it nascent oxygen. Okay. So new substances are formed. These are chemical change. Production of biogas from animal waste is a physical change. No, or new substance is formed during the reaction. So it is a chemical change. Then for rusting, the presence of both oxygen and water is essential. This one is correct because rust, it occurs when iron surface, it comes in contact with oxygen and atmospheric moisture, that is water. Okay. So the correct answer is option C. Coming to the next question, read the given statements and select the correct option. Statement 1, a salt is produced when an acid is neutralized by a base. Statement 2, a salt can be acidic, basic or neutral. Options are A, both statements 1 and 2 are true, and statement 2 is the correct explanation of statement 1. B, both statement 1 and 2 are true, but statement 2 is not the correct explanation of statement 1. C, statement 1 is true and statement 2 is false. D, both statements 1 and 2 are false. Okay. So here, if salt is produced when an acid is neutralized by a base is correct. So when an acid reacts with a base, it gives rise to salt and water. Okay. Next one, a salt can be acidic, basic or neutral in nature. Yes, this one is also correct. But statement 2, it is not the correct explanation for statement 1. That's why, yes, option B, both statements 1 and 2 are true, but statement 2 is not the correct explanation of statement 1. Okay. Yes. Coming to the next question, which of the following statement is or are correct? 1. The process of sedimentation can be made slower by loading. 2. Centrifugation is used in laboratories for separating plasma and platelets from blood. 3. A solution in which some more solute can be dissolved at a fixed temperature is called a saturated solution. 4. Winnowing is used to separate husk and hay from grains. Options are A, 2 only, B, 2 and 4 only, C, 4 only, D, 1 and 3 only. Okay. So the first one, the process of sedimentation can be made slower by loading. It is incorrect. The process of sedimentation, it is enhanced. Okay. It is increased by the loading. What happens? We add some type of substances which increase the rate of sedimentation. You know what is sedimentation? If you are taking muddy water, if we keep that muddy water in a beaker, means untouched, undisturbed for some time, slowly the mud, it will settle. That is the process, that is sedimentation. If you add some substances, then they will help in uh, means increasing the process of sedimentation. So that process is known as loading. Then centrifugation is used in laboratories for separating plasma and platelets from blood. This one is correct. So in centrifugation, it is used in laboratory for separating the components of blood. Okay. Then a solution in which some more solute can be dissolved at a fixed temperature is called an unsaturated solution. If no more solute can be dissolved, then only it would be saturated solution. Okay. Winnowing is used to separate husk and hay from grain. Yes, it is correct. So, with the help of wind, we separate this husk and hay from the grains. So, yes. What is the correct answer? That is 2 and 4. And where it is present? It is present in option. Got it, everyone? So this much for today's session. Let's meet you in the next session. Till then, read mindfully, practice all the questions properly. Okay. So meet you soon. Bye bye everyone.